Hey gardening friends, if you've ever wished there was a simpler way to know when to start your seeds and how to keep track of that, today's video might just be for you. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, my name is Angela and I'm a home gardener growing here in my Zone 6 garden in the Midwest of the US. I've been growing a veggie garden pretty heavily since about 2014. So over all those years, I've learned a thing or two, and of course I'm always still learning because that is a part of gardening. And when it comes to starting seeds, both starting them early indoors and also direct sowing, I have slowly been accumulating information from all the different seed starting charts that are out there, from information on the back of the seed packets, you name it. I've been kind of accumulating that information. And a few years back, I sort of distilled it down into a simple, at least simple for me, chart that's pretty easy to follow and guides me as far as when to start my seeds. I'm going to share that with you guys today. Before we take a look at my very simple, very homemade seed starting chart, it's important for me to note that all of the dates on this chart are based on my last frost date. It doesn't really matter what zone you're in when it comes to starting seeds. What really matters is your frost date, specifically for starting spring and summer seeds. It matters what your last frost date is. And there are a bunch of sites online, gardening related sites, where you can find your last frost date just based on your zip code. The Old Farmer's Almanac is one of those, and I'm going to link their site below in case that's helpful for you. Anyway, having said that, I'm going to share my screen so you can take a look at the chart and I'll kind of talk you through it. There's really not a lot to it. Like I mentioned, I tried to keep it very, very simple because in the spring and like late winter when we're starting all this, we're already, like our to-do list is already this long as gardeners. So I kept my seed starting chart very simple. Let's take a look. So this is just an Excel spreadsheet. I live and die by Excel. I love Excel. You could even put this just in a regular Word document or maybe even in a notes app. And I also realize these days there are a lot of garden apps that probably have seed starting times built in. I like to keep it very simple, and with Excel I kind of have the control over it. So if that app goes away, I'm not losing all my data. So what I have here in the first column is the earliest date, the earliest seeds that I would sow, and this is 12 to 10. You kind of work backwards going towards your last frost date. So 10 to 12 weeks before, which for me puts it in the first half of February, these are the seeds that I would sow. And this lists all these plants. There's both flowers and veggies on here. This is not everything under the sun. These are things that I have sown before. And as I do new veggies or herbs or flowers, I add them onto my seed starting chart. So for instance, during this time period right now, I'm recording this on February, what is the day? The 4th. It's Wednesday. I would start artichoke, asparagus, celery, leek, onions, rosemary, and strawberries. I am not doing all those things this year. In fact, out of all of these, I'm mainly going to do onions and leeks and maybe a few celery plants, maybe asparagus. So we'll see. I have all those seeds. I'm just not sure if I'm doing all those this year. And then moving on to the next column here is 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost date, which for me is the second half of February. These are all the seeds that I would start during that time frame. Once again, I am definitely not sowing everything on this list this year. So what's nice about having this in Excel is that I can make a copy of it and just delete the things that I'm not doing that year and print it out. And once I have it printed, I can keep it in my planner. I do a hybrid of using my online digital calendar, plus I still do a paper planner. I can't let go of my paper planner. I love it so much. So once I print this out, customized for just what I'm doing this year, I print that sheet out, fold it up, stick it in my planner. That way it's always with me because I'm checking my planner every day. So I don't lose sight of what I should be doing now as far as seeds. So that's another good thing that I love about this system. And then just going on column by column, 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost date, which is the first half of March for me, for my area. These are all the seeds that I'm sowing. And then 4 to 6 weeks before. So you kind of see. And then once we get into the first half of April, pretty much done sowing seeds indoor. And this table that we're looking at right now is just for indoor. I have another tab on this Excel sheet that is for outdoor. So I'll flip over to that. So it's very similar, only with the outdoor one, I'm only starting 6 to 8 weeks before doing some outdoor things and going on from there. Because when I'm sowing outdoor, I don't start nearly as early as seed starting indoors, which I'm sure you guys all know. This is probably just preaching to the choir here. The main takeaway from this video is how I've designed this spreadsheet to be very helpful for me. I've seen the charts online that have sort of timelines going in bands across the bar with different shaded colors, and they look lovely, and I'm sure that they're very accurate, and maybe depends on how our individual brains and eyes see and process things. Sometimes that's just a bit much for me. So I find that having everything just in these columns segregated by like 6 to 8 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, for my simple brain, this works for me. So it may be helpful for you. Feel free to use this format if you think it might be helpful for you. It's easy to set up. You do it once. It does take a little time to set up, so there's that. But once it's set up, and as long as you save it, like on a folder on your computer or whatever, then you don't have to redo it every year. You just have to, maybe like I said, make a copy, delete the things that you're not doing that year. Or you could print out the sheet and just highlight the things that you are doing that year. There's a bunch of ways you can work it. Anyway, whatever works for you, whatever keeps it streamlined and simple, that's the main thing that this spreadsheet does for me. And for all of you lucky folks that may be more of the fly by the seat of your pants type of people, respect, and I envy you. I am such a planning nerd, and it's just kind of the way my brain is wired, that I need something to simplify it for me, and I need to see it right in front of me, something that kind of keeps me on track, go down the list, and make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you found value in it, please do give me a thumbs up. It really does help my little channel. And if you haven't yet subscribed, consider doing that. That way you won't miss all the things to come as far as seed starting. In the next video, I'm going to pull out my seed starting gear, at least some of it, enough to do these first seeds in early February, get it cleaned and sanitized, and then we'll start sowing seeds. And this video right here today is going to be the last in this little planning series that I've put together. If you missed these previous planning videos, I did create a playlist with all of them in it. There's only just a few. I say all of them. I'll link that playlist right over here in case you're interested in going back and watching those. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you being here. And until next time, just keep planting.